bunch of issues that needed their input and insight and wisdom. So you have in front of you the minutes from our last meeting on September 4th. If there's no objections to that, that'll go into the record. Okay. And Bishop, any special words for us tonight, other than you're feeling old and out of touch?
And that's extra special. My brother, it's really extra special.
Yeah, thank you.
My words tonight would be that as we travel through this moment in our history and time, especially in our state and our city, we're just asking for divine guidance and protection in all we do. We're members of one family, that is the human family, and one race, and that is the human race. And when we keep those thoughts in focus, not only will we be able to help our city and our nation, we'll be able to help ourselves to ensure that our thoughts, our words, and our deeds are in compassion and empathy for those who struggle right now without a place to live, food to eat, and medical care. We are trusting that as CB9 has opened its door and called us together to stand with the board, that we will be able to help CB9 move forward with those issues at hand that change life and promote our humanity. So tonight, while we're here, while we speak with those who are responsible for our clean city, may we speak with justice, honor, and integrity. What is wrong, we'll say wrong. What is right, we will say right. And what is neither wrong nor right, we will bring to the table so that we can change what happens in our city and keep our communities healthy and ourselves. So it is, my God, and so it shall be now and forever.
Thank you.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
I'm sorry for the interruption.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I have an electrician in my house.
Ooh, okay.
Kendall, I just want to ask, under your leadership, that we accomplish much more than we can anticipate, and that what we didn't get to do last year, as long as God gives us health and strength, we can do it this year. Thank you for your leadership.
Thank you for that, and thank you, Debbie's the past chair of this
Yes,
committee
yes,
for
yes, yes.
starting this
See, I think I'm at
tradition of,
school.
I don't know how many
Student
meetings you go to
Yeah,
that start with
thank
words of
you.
encouragement. I go to a lot of sanitation-related meetings that start with a word of safety, right? A safety moment,
So,
right?
yeah.
I'm sure you're part of that tradition as well, so make sure that people think about safety at the start of their the day and throughout the day. So,
Yeah.
okay, so let's dive right in. You all have the list of
Yeah.
topics that were shared with our friends,
Yeah.
and just invite you to sort of go through it and give us both updates and insights into
I
what's
mean,
going
I
on.
guess, well, sure. I don't know if there were specific
Some of
questions.
these are not
but-
contentious, some of them are just straight out sharing information, making sure we're up to speed on all the things that are going on.
Right. So containerization, I have the flyers. The flyers are made available. In general, nothing has changed since last year, in the sense that it's still required for everyone to use bins, and so any container, 55 gallons or less, as long as it has a lid, you can use for your trash. The same goes for your compost. However, your compost does need to be labeled as compost. You do not have to have a brown compost bin, although, we encourage everyone to get it if they have it. However, as long as it is in a can with a lid, and it is labeled, then you can set it out as your compost. Your recycling does not have to have does not need to be placed into a bin. Those are the only things that can be curbside in a bag. That goes for both your metal, glass, and plastic as well as your paper. We ask that if you are putting it out in a bag, you do not do so until 8 o'clock, 8 p.m., after 8 p.m., and it is put in a clear bag. So it needs to be a clear bag if for your recyclables. A clear bag can also be used for your organic waste. So anything that goes in the brown bin can also be placed into a clear bag. Also the excess. So this is leaf season, for example. If you have extra leaves, that also can be collected with your organics. You can put that in a clear bag on the side.
Or the
of
brown
your-
bag.
Or the leaf bag. If
Right.
you have a leaf bag, sure, yes, you can use that as well. But yeah, so the guidance for that hasn't really changed, and that is for all buildings. With regard to compost, that's for any size building, and that's from 1 to 9 all the way through the 30 plus. For the 1 to 9 specifically, they have the containerization requirement for their regular trash. Larger buildings are still able to put bags curbside after 8 p.m. for now, unless they're in one of the pilot Empire Bin areas, which is M9 and soon to be some parts of BK2, Community Board 2, excuse me. But yeah, so I don't know if there are specific questions with regard to that.
I just have a question with regards to the compost again. Can
Yes.
you repeat what you said? And
Okay.
also, I'd like to have your name.
Teresa Cunningham. Teresa Cunningham.
Okay.
Um,
Related to Brian?
no.
Ju- just check.
No relation, as far as I know. With regard to organics, everyone, organic composting in general, which is also referred to as organic collection because it's organic waste that we're
Right, but
taking.
you said the bin
Um,
is not required.
The
You
bin
don't
is
necessar-
required. It is not required to be in the brown bin. So our New York City composting brown bin is not required. As long as you have a bin, any bin that has a lid, 55 gallons or less,
Mhm.
and is labeled, you can use that to set your compost out in.
Okay, but it has to be in something.
It has to be in something, correct?
Okay, if it's not in that brown bin.
Correct.
Okay.
Any type of food waste, yard waste, etc., is supposed
Okay,
to
good.
be,
Mhm.
yes. With
But
re-
excess
sorry.
yard waste can be.
Excess yard waste can be in a
But
clear
not-
bag
but
and
not
placed
food
on the
waste.
side.
But not
Not food waste, correct, not food waste. Food waste needs to be containerized.
Did I miss the blue bag?
Blue, there's no blue bag,
There's no blue.
No more blue bag? Everything is clear?
clear,
Oh, okay. I'll tell them.
yes.
Like they're
bag.
still around, but they haven't really been used for.
Right, they haven't been used for a number of years. I think in isolated incidents, if they see it, they may still just take it, but the policy is clear for all of it.
All of them should be clear.
So yeah, your paper, your metal, glass, and plastic, as well as your food waste. We recommend you don't have to line your bin. We highly recommend
Yeah,
that you do
I
because
can-
it can be
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
nasty if you don't.
And one more question
Sure.
with regards to yard waste.
Mhm.
I've noticed on my block, some of the neighbors, they put out the yard waste in black bags.
No, they're
And
not
I
supposed
see them
to.
sitting there.
I know landscapers do, and they're supposed to take it. If you have if you hire a landscaper to do your yard waste and stuff, they're supposed to remove it.
No, it's been sitting on the block, so I have to tell them that it has to be in clear bags.
Clear bags,
Yeah.
correct. Clear bags, leaf bags.
Or the right.
With regard to the can, which this does allow you to purchase a New York City bin if you want to, they will be mandatory, as of now, they will be mandatory by June of 2026. So, and that again, that is specific to your regular garbage. Now, it's still not mandatory for you to get a city bin for your compost. It is still not mandatory for you to have a New York City bin or a bin in general for your recycling. That will not change past the June date. As of now, that will not change past the June
Well,
date.
one of my neighbors was told that she needed to get the brown bin.
She does not
Otherwise,
need-
she will receive a summons.
So that is worded incorrectly. She needs to get a bin if she doesn't have one,
Right.
but she doesn't have to get the brown bin specifically.
She
So
had
long
to
as she
order because
has
she was
a
told she needed
bin
it.
that is labeled
Mm-hmm.
as organics, she's okay. It has to be a bin with a lid that has a label.
Because I had one of the smaller ones, so I gave it to her. I said, use this until you get to, she said, I ordered it already.
Okay, so
So I
then
told her,
it
yeah.
should be coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Gotcha.
Cardboard
Yes.
needs to be flattened.
Mm-hmm.
Can it be bundled or is that be bagged?
Can be bundled or bagged,
Mhm.
your choice.
Mattresses,
Covered.
still.
Yes.
Other bulky material that doesn't fit in a container.
Can still be placed curbside, preferably not on your recycling collection day. So on your day where it's only trash, that is the preferred day to put out bulk items.
And also, small electrical items.
You give me an example, because some are okay for recycling and some are not.
Heaters. You know, I see people put out, you know, things that.
So e-waste, like true electronic waste, like your TVs, like your laptops, phones, computers, we do not collect that curbside. More appliance type things, most like basic microwaves, toasters, a blender, those type of things we can take with recycling. But your e-waste, you would have to either bring to one of our, which I actually brought this, you would need to bring it to either our special waste drop-off site, which these are open every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or you would need to bring it to one of our safe events. We had a safe event recently, Floyd Bennett Field, and so they take that type of stuff as well. On the back actually has a list of the different things that we take at those type of well, for this one at this specific site. The safe disposal events take a little more because they also have like medical waste and stuff that they're able to dispose of for that. But the special waste sites take e-waste amongst other things.
Okay, good.
Rechargeable batteries.
You want to tackle that one?
I
That's
have
more
a
of a
special interest because I have a client who wants them.
Mm.
They're very hard to collect.
It is very hard to collect, and I'm happy you said you said so. And I know there's been a lot of issues around this particular, question. We've been grappling with it for a while as a city. I'm not so sure that we have exactly. So let me leave it at that. But I'll say this much:
It's
though.
early stage.
It is. So there's quite a lot of challenges that the city has to kind of think through. I'm hoping. Things are changing right now, so let's wait and see what happens in the next.
Oh my God.
You can bring them though. You can
We
bring
can bring them.
rechargeable batteries to
We
one
can
of
do
our
some,
sites.
but it's
That's
delicate.
special drop-off ones, though.
Yes.
I thought they did.
They're okay.
they
Is it
did-
batteries?
Rechargeable batteries. Well, rechargeable.
Lithium.
It
Talking about the
actually,
lithium.
yeah, the lithium ones.
The
It
lithium
said
ones.
the alkaline. It tells you
Yeah.
can
Alkalines are
what you call it,
not
but yeah.
rechargeable necessarily.
Is it-
It
lithium one
tells
that's the
we.
major
Our
problem.
recommendation is to bring it back to the store.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
It's a tough one,
Yes.
Batteries back to the
I'm
store.
dreading.
Yeah, the
I'm
lithium
really
one.
dreading what's gonna
Okay.
happen. I mean, what do you call it? In the state.
Yeah, no, I'm in lots of those discussions about how to figure it out with your colleagues in lots of other cities who are all struggling with the same
Yeah,
issue.
it's a tough.
Both for reasons of safety, but they're also fully recyclable.
Recycling problem. Yeah.
Once you can figure out how to collect and consolidate them effectively.
Isn't that the challenge? I'm talking now not as a DSNY anybody, but I'm just talking as a regular Joe Smoke from Brooklyn.
Right.
Which is, it is okay to, of course, aspire for new technologies and whatnot.
Right.
Part of the challenge has always been when we are advancing too quickly at times, we don't, I say we, the collective we as the world, as the globe, doing, which is all these, oh,
No, I say it in terms of all these products come into our lives with no thought given to end of life
Yeah.
recovery.
this is
And
one
so-
of those,
Keeps me busy,
of course.
thinking about how to collect them when there's no established mechanisms for that.
So,
So,
That's-
but also when I
that's another-
started in recycling, it was all about newspaper.
Yes, it was papers, yeah.
It was all about newspaper, right? And newspaper's almost entirely gone now, right? So that was half of what we were going after was
Yeah.
newspaper. So, okay, other questions, comments?
No, so
What do you
you
have
got
for
to
me?
organics, I
Yep,
guess.
organics, okay, reimbursement,
I'm sorry, can I ask about where we are with enforcement on these things? And
Sure.
if you have any data for this district about
We do not have
enforcement
that
activity?
data. We don't have, district-specific data. I know that right now, the focus has been on education, through the end of the year. For some of the larger, particularly 30-plus buildings, there are tickets still being issued, there are summonses,
Mhm.
for basically repeat offenders. The first step for most is to issue warnings.
Yes.
And homeowners are getting warnings, buildings are getting warnings, all of the above. But if we see that, you know, some of the larger buildings particularly are not even trying, or there's been a report from, you know, some of the residents have reported that, you know, their building doesn't even have an option for them, there's no space for them to have composting. That's something that we've been following up on, and they can receive summonses even during this period. But for right now, homeowners, like single family homes, it's less on the enforcement, and that probably will be through at least January 1st.
Understood. I will see what the next administration wants to do.
Yeah.
There you go.
It has been brought to my attention that Ebbets Field does not recycle.
Correct.
At all? Are they NYCHA owned?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I can follow up. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was.
But that would be concerning
Yeah.
because that's a large complex.
That's
It was said
that's
when
fine. She
Yeah.
said not so sure. I
Particularly if
one
they get
way that
department
do-
service as they probably don't get private service, right? They can,
I
there's some
doubt
buildings
it.
that opt out, but probably not Evansfield.
Yeah, because I know
Yeah,
it's,
no,
it's changed hands several times.
I would bet they have.
I don't know, because the person is was a community board member, or
Okay.
still is. And when I asked why, she couldn't come up with an,
Exactly.
reply.
And they place it curbside with no recycling.
Right.
From what you understand.
From what I understand.
Okay, I'll definitely follow up. That should
Yeah, it
not
would
be
be
at
good to
all.
know,
That's
because-
that's
I think the
problematic.
staging area for Ebbsfield for purpose of garbage is.
Do they have a
Montgomery.
compactor?
I think they may. I think it's on Montgomery, isn't it? Is Montgomery?
It's on,
Yeah.
front's on Bedford.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a whole block,
No,
yeah.
I mean the staging
Montgomery-
area for
Montgomery on the south.
their garbage, because I'm trying to remember, because I think years ago, when I was working at Medgar, I knew they used to kind of get the garbage right down the Montgomery side of the
Right.
building.
Right.
So I still believe maybe that's still what it is. On my way home, I'll kind of take the drive, pass there and see if it's still the case. And if it's the case, then let's find out if we.
Yeah, I'll follow up.
if we
I'll
do
find out.
anything, then yeah, that would help, but they should be, recycling.
I have no idea. Jeez.
They really should be. If they are not, then we can have a.
I couldn't understand when I heard that. I said, what?
That's interesting.
I was right
Just-
here with you.
Yeah,
when you
you
were-
were there at the meeting.
Just
yeah.
explain briefly what the Empire bins are and when they might be coming to.
Okay. So let me do that one. So, right now, the Empire Beans, we finished the pilot up in Harlem. That's down. Now we're in Brooklyn.
Mm.
We're coming to Brooklyn. We're looking out for Green Clinton Hills. That's the pilot area where they're going to be doing it. I know our colleagues were at the community board last week, and they're about to do a presentation. to kind of talk to you.
Jonathan was at the Brooklyn Swap as
Yes,
well
yes,
this week.
he was there, so was Josh. I couldn't come because I was sick, conveniently so. I'm just playing. But, so, it's about to start in Brooklyn, but in that particular area that's identified. Why? Because of the housing mix and whatnot that we have in that community board. It allows us to have, like a better understanding of how this probably will work out in Brooklyn. Brooklyn is a very big place, as all of you know.
Yes, it is.
And it's very diverse as well.
Mhm.
So it's about to start. We're going through that process right now. And where will this base be located? I don't know yet.
Mhm.
But I know the
Well, I
team
think they're
has
starting
an
with
idea.
schools
Yeah, with schools
for
first.
right until January.
January.
So just visually, an Empire bin is about the size of this table,
Yeah, it's-
right?
it is,
And
yeah,
it's 30 yards, 20, I'm sorry, 15 yards, 10 yards?
I forgot exactly.
I don't know the exact
It'll hold
measurements.
a number of
I can
bags,
show
I
you a
forget the
picture,
exact
though.
number.
Because it's like almost,
Are those the ones
Gray.
that's on wheels?
Yes.
They're on wheels and they
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
truck,
That's what it
This is
looks
they are
like.
collected by a special truck.
so this is what it looks like, if you can see.
Oh, okay, yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, they're on-street containers,
So
though.
they're right on the street.
They're on-
Okay, and
On
they're on
street,
the
they'll
street.
take a parking spot, they
So,
are
yeah.
access controlled.
Yes, they are, yes,
Um,
yeah, they are.
so,
It
Okay,
works
but-
through key cards.
Key cards,
So
yeah.
the superintendents of the buildings usually have the access card to put the trash in, so it's not just like.
Okay, it's
from
not just
anyone or
right, so
anywhere.
anyone dump, yeah.
Correct.
and they are only for trash,
Only for trash, yeah.
Well, what is trash? My
non-recyclable,
whole
Non-recyclable.
Non-recyclable.
sorry.
My old coat. Yeah, everything goes out.
Well, some people refer to it as regular trash, and I don't know what that
Oh,
What is trash?
Non-recyclable, correct, that's
Non-recyclable
a
trash.
good way
Very
to.
good.
But most households are about food scraps and whatnot, is what people think when they talk about crap, I mean trash.
Mm.
And not other stuff that goes.
Teresa will tell you later, my conversation about food scraps.
Oh, there you go.
I'll save you that, but,
I
okay.
hear you.
With regard to the reimbursements,
Right.
they're coming for those that are participating in the STAR program. It's an automatic thing, from my understanding. It's $59.30. If you're already in the program and you already purchased a bin, I believe it's automatic. If you purchased a bin, I believe online, like through the auto website, then it's automatically going to be
Reimbursed.
reimbursed.
Some already said they're getting it, because I was somewhere, was it last week?
Yeah, I spoke to somebody who has
Yeah.
already
So
got
put in
received
their
it.
checks already. Some people
So
are getting
everyone
checks.
is getting the
If
reimbursement?
if you're in the STAR
Star
program,
program,
yes.
Which is the seniors
Yeah.
rental tax abatement thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
that-
okay.
that's the school tax relief thing for, for seniors and others.
Oh, the screw, like the scree or whatever?
No. Well, that's just, yeah, that's, it's something.
It's
yeah,
in the
something
same
Something
vein.
similar,
Same,
yes,
yeah,
yeah,
same,
okay,
similar
good,
to-
yeah, well, that's good.
Why am I lost?
Yes,
What do you
I'm
mean?
sorry.
I can only get it if I did it online.
Well, if you were a homeowner and bought it,
Yeah.
and I don't know
Home
what
or two family.
if you're in an apartment building, then it's not, doesn't apply.
It doesn't apply.
Right, but if you're homeowner, one or two family homes, yes, you can definitely get it, once you do the stuff online and
Yeah,
then you
STAR
start
or
program.
E-Star.
And if it wasn't bought online, then you do what?
Nothing.
Nothing. The
Because there's no
money
way to have a record of, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why it's kind of difficult to say, okay, then you have to show a receipt and all kind of
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
goes- Yeah, but if it's online.
It's online through auto, those,
So if you went to Home Depot and bought your own, you're out of luck.
yeah, you have a lot,
Yeah.
like me for
Bought it
instance.
online
yeah,
through the department site.
for
I'm
the
sorry,
website, yes.
$59.30?
Yeah,
$59.30, correct.
We bought 10 days old and then we bought again.
Oh. Sorry,
I know, it's Brooklyn.
I know they,
It was cute the way we did it though.
oh yeah?
We saw him on camera. We make a copy of the picture and put it on his car.
There you go.
Oh.
Never seen him again.
I like
He's
it,
gone.
I like
Mm.
it.
Remember I
Yeah.
told
Brooklyn.
you?
Right.
You told us on the meeting, yeah.
I told you at the meeting.
Vigilante
It's
enforcement.
like, we not gonna fight. Take this picture, put it all over the car.
Yeah,
Never seen him again. He was
yeah, of
never-
course not,
Months, you know how many months?
yeah,
Yeah, that was the end of it.
yeah, wow, that was
It's crazy.
terrible.
So the last one here is business improvement districts and street baskets. This is a controversial issue this last year
Okay.
about requiring that even bagged litter from business improvement districts or volunteer groups had to be containerized,
Yes.
Mhm.
right? So that's being gradually rolled out.
Yeah, there's been conversations with every bid. Our chief, one of the chiefs, but the chief that works most closely with the commissioner, Latera, he's been in conversations with almost every bid, just to kind of try to, walk them through the process. It's not like a, attack by any means. I think it's just a part of the larger mission to get bags off the street. And so it's just a situation
Yep.
where if we're requiring homeowners to do it, then, we also need for the bids not to be leaving these bags.
Right.
I know, just as a personal example, when I was working in BK3, which covers like the Bed-Stuy area, that was an issue because the bid did an amazing job of, you know, clearing up like our major corridors such as Fulton Street.
Right.
And they would bag the material. The issue is they would bag it, they would place it curbside, and then other people would just come and put other stuff there.
Yeah.
So they did a great job. They did a good thing. It was a positive experience.
Right.
But then now other people are coming in and dumping the bags there too, just exacerbating the larger problem. So it's like trying to, but I think from my understanding, if there was like a good faith effort and, you know, in the conversations with the bids, you know, they're not trying to, you know, enforce in that way, but just trying to get everybody in compliance and helping them. And I believe money has been allocated
Yeah.
and
That was
Yeah.
the final piece of it was,
Mhm.
is like,
$5
I
million
heard from bids that
right
were
now.
spending like $50, $60, $70,000 in containers,
Yep.
which they didn't have in their budget, and so.
Yeah.
council
Correct.
found-
So there
She's
was
right,
some-
yeah.
council found
Because
it
they put in
appreciated.
$5 million into that,
Yeah.
you know, to make it easier for, you know, for the gates to be able to.
Okay. So that will be fully implemented probably next year, right?
correct. So as of right now, the implementation, the full implementation, is not scheduled. It was supposed to be August 1st, and I think it was pushed back until 2026. I don't think that there's a definitive date just yet, but they are working to, you know, help the bids with the new funding so that they can get containers and stuff like that to be in compliance.
Well, I'm sure you appreciate from what you do that even for those of us who try to follow this stuff closely, that keeping track of all the enforcement deadlines, implementation timetables, all that sort of stuff is nearly impossible.
It is. It's
And I'm sure you get tested on it every week.
yeah, it's not easy.
Right?
Mhm.
So it's January 1st for this, it's June 30th for that.
Yeah.
Well, I think overall, for everybody across the board, the biggest thing this year that I have seen, the takeaway was that we'd rather educate. Because
Yeah.
the feedback that we received, you know, for composting, the
Right.
feedback that we received from the bids, the feedback that we received across amongst a multitude of different initiatives that we had was that people just need a little more time to understand what we're doing, what the policy changes are, what, you know, perhaps the purpose is, so that they can be in compliance. And I think that the department did well in hearing that and making necessary adjustments. So I know it's been a lot because, you know, some of the dates have changed, yes, but for the most part, at least from my perspective, it's been changed in a positive way because it's delayed, you know, what otherwise would have been, you know, things that were ready to be enforced.
So, because things was happening so quickly and
Mhm.
people were not ready.
Correct.
Some people could not afford to purchase the cans when they
Right.
were given a deadline, you know, and things like that. People had questions and there were no answers. So, I mean, I reached out when I was chairing this committee as well. So, I mean, it's good that they listened and, yeah, thank you.
Can I ask what is education looking like? Are you going out to community boards and doing
Yeah.
presentations on it? Like what exactly are you
For
for containerization?
yes, so there was a large effort to do presentations at community boards, a lot of online like webinars and stuff where people can go and ask questions. Obviously mailers, flyers. We do a ton of tabling at different events, particularly with elected officials. A lot of them have hosted town halls. A lot of them have hosted like home buyer type of things where we also would come and bring the information
Right.
just to try to make sure, you know, people are aware. So
Block
we're in the
parties,
community,
block
like for
parties,
sure.
yeah.
Even block parties and stuff. We try to disseminate the information any way that we can get it.
Okay,
So we ready for number 2?
I am, are you,
Okay,
anybody
yeah.
else? Okay. So, a lot of discussion on this committee, among particularly two gentlemen who are not here tonight,
Okay.
about
Yeah.
the history of street sweeping,
Okay.
street sweepers in particular.
Gotcha.
And particularly concerned about sweepers going down the street too fast and just kicking up a lot of dust,
Okay.
no longer using water to
Mhm.
mitigate dust, and what the current practices are with respect to those two issues, water and speed.
No, but,
Go ahead.
okay. Now, in terms of nothing really has changed. They shouldn't be speeding, without a doubt. That's really something they should not be doing. But in terms of the procedure, what we've always done the brooms normally have water in them. They're supposed to have water.
What's that?
Yeah, they're supposed to. Now, if perchance, there isn't, and again, things can happen, right? If perchance someone notices that one of our mechanical brooms is, sweeping without water,
Right.
they all have numbers, as you know, on them.
Ah.
Just do us a favor, if you
Oh,
can.
no, so we don't spy.
That's fine, at least, let us know. So that way we
Or maybe
can-
he has a different term for it.
And that way we can remind our colleagues, by the way, yesterday they saw you, it's true, on so-and-so block.
Right.
What happened? How come you didn't have water in your, sometimes people are rushing to do one or two things. It's not everybody that does things like that. But that's really the policy, and it's not really changed. They're supposed to have
Well, it's
water there.
a, not just policy, it's a training
Yeah,
issue,
yeah,
and,
yeah, so-
and to some extent supervision as well, making sure that.
That things have-
Yeah, I mean, from my understanding, I spoke to Dante briefly, about the sweeping situation particularly, because he did share the petition, I think, that was, but he said to his knowledge, it has pretty much been resolved. So that was my understanding, but if that's not the case, please definitely let me know. But from what I was told, this was primarily an issue along, Troy Avenue between Winthrop and East New York Avenue.
Yeah.
And that's where it was noted, and, it's my understanding, the superintendent was notified, there was even a video at some point, and, they told the sanitation worker he needed to address it, they set supervision, and it's since been corrected, but
Okay.
if that's not the case,
So
definitely,
some
let me
noise,
know.
some noise was made.
some noise was made.
That's the
Some
point.
noise was made, but it
And when
is
Harrison was
standard.
alive, my block got excellent cleaning service.
Has that changed? Is that
No,
a decline now?
his wife is sort of taking over that.
Okay,
that
okay.
so,
Yeah, I mean, definitely,
no, for
it's,
our block party, this,
Of
the room
course.
comes down 2 or 3 times.
okay,
Really.
yeah, it's definitely a situation where, there's still workers there are people at the end of the day. Sometimes you have an out of towner. Sometimes you have, people that are sanitation workers. They're qualified for the room, but that may not be their position on, a regular basis. But if we're short staffed or whatever, if you're qualified, you got to get on the broom. So if they, maybe don't know what they need to do for that day, whatever. I'm not making excuses, but if it happens, please let us know. Notify, especially if it's something that is habitual. If you're seeing it, like Luemi said, if you note a truck sweeper number, that's even more helpful. A time, a street, all those things is
That's tough, hard to do, but.
if
Yeah.
whatever you can get, we can use. You literally can tell us the day and the time, and we can try to figure it out. But obviously, the more information that you have, the easier it is to identify which broom.
Is driving a broom considered sort of a premium position? or
Not necessarily. You
That's
do
not- that's
have
not
to
the right-
have.
That's not the right term, but.
No, I know what you meant though.
Yeah.
But so there are broom guys,
Right,
in the sense that it is considered a position that you have to hold. So, every sanitation worker, for the most part, is supposed to be trained on the broom coming out of Floyd Bennett Fields, which is our training facility. But if you're going to be a sweeper on a regular basis, I think there's a little bit more extensive training. But you can only do that if there is a route that's open and available. There's limited routes, so it's not something that's, but everyone doesn't necessarily want to do that.
Right.
So it is something that is a choice, but I think one of the perks is that it is a steadier shift for some of the newer guys. You have to work within the parameters of street sweeping.
right.
So unlike,
But on
you
days
know,
when ASP is
right, you
suspended,
can't-
then there's no broom activity,
that's not true.
so, or limited.
They're
broom.
limited broom activity. Yeah, we still send the brooms out, but they do
Commercial.
they sweep, mostly commercial corridors and stuff like that. Wednesdays and Saturdays and days where it's suspended.
Do we have any,
And no,
electric-
what about the ponding at the crosswalk, the
That's
leaves
next.
That's
that,
Hang on a second,
huh?
hang on a second, that's next. Do we have any electric brooms yet?
Specific, we do have them in general. I don't know if we have any specific in BK9. I can ask. We have like the hybrid.
I doubt there's any charging infrastructure at 9 yet. I'd be glad to know that there is, but they are starting to add some hybrid and electric, brooms.
I believe there's some hybrid, yes, there's some hybrid and there's some electric vehicles, regular, the sanitation vehicles are hybrid too, like supervisor cars.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what BK9 has specifically, but I can try to find
so corner basins was the next on the agenda, right? Keeping
Okay,
them
yeah.
clean. As a,
Just quickly, in
Because
terms
I-
of
So, I'm sorry, Zach.
reporting things, I was told by someone at the Sanitation Foundation that there's a different number that we should call that goes directly to DSNY instead of reporting things through 311, is that correct?
So let me answer the question this way. 311 is still what I encourage you to call, to make a report. And when those reports are made through 311, you normally get like a service request number. If you get that number, since you guys work with Dante, if you give that to Dante, Dante will reach out to Teresa directly. So by the way, hey, this came through, you know, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z. I want to encourage that, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt.
that's right, no, that's fine.
it. We do have a customer service unit too also.
Yeah, we do, but that's why I don't want to go.
But we still would
You still want to
recommend
go
Yes.
file the
311.
311,
It's
because we
better
collect
that
that information. I mean, I know sometimes people feel like it's just a black hole or they don't trust it or whatever the case may be. But for our agency, I cannot speak for anyone else. It matters. We use that data. We you know see what the type of complaints are. Like, do we need to make readjustments in terms of allocation? Like what the situation is. So if people are complaining habitually about the same thing, it's like, hey, maybe we need to reevaluate
Right.
what's going on. So it is good to place the 311 if you are seeing something that's happening.
Is any of that information on open data?
What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, like the complaints and, all those calls that come through,
The
Like
311s? I'm
311.
not sure. Are 311s? I don't
I'm
know.
not sure
open
either.
data?
I'm not sure.
I'm familiar with open data, but I'm not sure if the
that's
311 are
actually
there. I don't know.
311 is, again, I don't know, so don't give
Okay.
any information. It's possible, but I doubt it very much, given the nature of the calls that goes to 311 usually. Anyway, let's not speak to what we don't
Okay.
know anything about.
Corner basins, the street grades.
Oh, yeah.
Whose responsibility is it to keep
The cash
those
basins?
So
catch basins?
to keep there's cross
Mm.
responsibility there. So the top of the catch basins is a mix between DSNY and the adjacent property owner. The adjacent property owner, because it does serve as your 18 inches into the street, which every property owner is, responsible for. But we also try, particularly around ahead of storms, to make sure that there's nothing, that we visibly can see that would clog or create flooding, etc. Underneath the grade is DEP.
Yes.
And they have to clear out drains that are stopped up, or there's visible stuff that you can see.
We now get sort of storm notices from the city about keeping the grades clean, right? So if you're registered for that, then you potentially might get those notices.
Yes. Are you saying sanitation?
No, I'm saying.
Homeowners.
Homeowners,
Yes.
Right, so,
So we do too. Like again, speaking from being a cleaning officer, we were sent out to monitor and try to make sure that there's nothing, egregious on the catch basins that we see ahead of storms.
particularly during leaf season like this, that you're getting
Yes.
into now.
When things are heavy. Yeah.
And one more question with regards to the street sweeping. If there's a vehicle parked during the time that the sweeper is supposed to be there, what is the protocol? Because I mean,
The broom goes around. However, they are subject to receive a summons because they're impeding the broom from having curb access.
So the person using the broom will,
No,
We have
so
to-
that's two different people.
Yeah.
So the broom operator does not have any jurisdiction over issuing summonses. Their job is just to sweep. That's
Okay.
it.
right,
So
because,
a ticket has to be given by either a sanitation supervisor or by like NYPD traffic. They
so
have
we have to
jurisdiction.
report it.
Mhm.
cause I know
311.
before I would often
Go
see
through
like
one, yes.
a supervisor coming
Okay.
after the sweeper.
Yes.
Yes, they do
So,
that, yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen that in a while, so I don't know if, if that's still happening.
It's definitely still happening, but they have to rotate, right?
Okay.
They can't be on every block, all the time. So they try to, mix it up and
Yeah.
be in different areas. But what you can do, if there are a list of blocks where you notice have not, or you feel have not received adequate enforcement with regard to, cars are usually there, usually not moving for the broom, please make a list and send it to me. And I will have those blocks monitored,
Okay.
at least for a period of time. We can flag that for our borough chiefs, and we can make sure that those are, prioritized.
Okay.
Illegal dumping, any hotspots in the district?
See the light, I don't think. Maybe I.
There was some concern around Wingate Field,
Yeah, I would say
That
there's
those are sort of hidden-
some
hidden-
pockets on Nostrand.
hidden areas.
Where about in this one?
But any clearly identified by the department that you're either adding cameras or monitoring or enforcing?
So the difficulty is for us with illegal dumping, it has to come from a vehicle. And so I don't know that, like, for example, with Nostrand, it's way more likely that people would bring the stuff to the curb. And it's not being dumped from a vehicle. So for us, the bigger fines, like the $4,000 summonses, the impounding of the vehicle, the major to do is with material that is coming out of a car. So that is what we consider illegal dumping. Improper disposal, which is when people are just kind of tossing things, bringing things, dragging it, businesses coming and, they're supposed to have private car doors, but they're bringing it to the curb. That's a different
I'm
situation.
thinking sort of larger volume stuff, particularly, black bags of construction waste or whatever else that get dumped.
Mhm.
Yeah, even with
Whether
those.
or not there are any, I know it's a citywide issue, but there are
I haven't been flagged. I mean, I can follow
pockets,
up with
in
the super to see
particular
if
areas.
he
So
has.
if there's any hotspots in the district, we'd like to know
Okay.
where they are. And Commissioner Tish installed, cameras at a bunch of hotspots, right?
Yes.
We
But-
did for areas of, yes, for legal dumping, I'm very much engaged in that particular area. So I'd like to know, I've not seen anything yet, heard anything yet in BK9 necessarily around illegal quote dumping, so to speak. Like Teresa said, yes, if it's a dump out or just property disposal people do. I've seen, for instance, even in Community Board 3 as an example, she knows what I'm going to talk about in a minute. People just, live on commercial strips, right?
Right.
There's no garbage can brought on their property. People bring out couches and all kind of stuff, boom at the corner. People bring it, but by hand,
Yeah.
not in the vehicle. And once they drop it, they go. Now, it would be, to be quite blunt, it's not necessarily very useful. I would argue to put a camera, which I was asked to do at one particular location. I said it doesn't make sense. I cannot give you, sir, as an individual walking down the street with something, because I don't know who you are. I can't
Right.
identify you.
Right.
But if you are
The
driving,
purpose of the cameras are to catch a license plate.
exactly. So if I'm able to catch you, then I can find you,
Yeah.
take your vehicle away from you, so to speak, and usually that's very effective. As an individual, I don't know who you are. You know, you just
Yeah.
walk
In comparison to other
Yeah,
community
yeah,
boards, they're, I hear very minimal from BK9 with regard to illegal dumping. It doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, but in comparison to like Community Board 5, Community Board 17,
Right.
where these are like chronic issues
Wow.
that are happening repeatedly, it
Yeah, we
It
don't have a
doesn't
lot
compare.
of vacant lots that
Yeah,
aren't-
it's
that
not-
aren't
it's
being
not the
developed-
same.
That aren't being developed.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what I'm like.
Right.
It's a little bit different.
But I
hear
can
you.
follow up to ask.
Yeah, okay.
But I haven't, nothing has been flagged on my radar recently.
Okay. DBS?
Then anything-
Now, is that a question or is that just standard? How does?
It comes up as, there are, unattended
Vehicles.
vehicles that
So
stay around for
derelict
weeks at a
vehicles,
time? With or
derelict
without-
vehicles in general,
With or without plates?
right,
Or
so that's,
tires, or?
that's one of the things, right? So if it has a plate, and it could be any plate, it could be a paper plate that's in the window, it could be, if it has a plate, it is a NYPD situation, we can't do anything with it.
Has there been any change in sort of policy or practice around?
Nope.
Commissioner just try to
No, she,
be a little more active on that.
with, what, yeah, go on.
I was gonna say there was a crackdown on like ghost plates and stuff like that, but that still was on NYPD's front.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't something, it's still not anything that sanitation can do anything about in that regard. However, if a vehicle does, qualify as derelict, has no plates, has damage, you know, then it's something that, you know, we're happy to follow up on. So again, I would say the same as with the street sweeping, if there is a particular block, a particular car, a location where you guys are seeing vehicles that are there for long periods of time and they don't have a plate, definitely follow up. Let me know and I will
Is that
send
a
it to you.
311 call?
It can be a 311 call, it can be, an email with, you know, locations, oh, these 3 blocks, we see, this happening and we can follow up that way too.
Okay, and Dante knows how to email you.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he emails me all the time.
Yes.
Yes.
No, I mean, you don't wanna hear from us
No,
individually, you'd rather have it
Yeah.
come through.
It's better just, you know, for their tracking, for our it just, yeah.
So I have a quick question, it's
Sure.
pertaining to one of my neighbors who, for some reason, there's a stray cat on a block.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there are a few of them, but this particular cat that sits in front of her house or frequents her home, people go and buy food and feed the cat. So she was issued a summons because I guess someone bought food and they found a can, you know, on the sidewalk or whatever. So she was issued a summons by, you know, I guess one of the sanitation supervisors for that, because, I mean, this woman never has any garbage, because I know, because sometimes I go over there and I sweep up, I pick up leaves, if I'm, you know, if I'm out there sweeping up or cleaning up, and bag it up. So, I told her to report it to the board, which she did. I'm not sure where it is, or what transpired outside of that.
I mean, I would just say in general,
Mm-hmm. And she has a sign that says, "Do not feed the cat." Here.
We're not standing back, if I may just chime in here. We do appreciate our pets, for those who like animals.
Mm-hmm.
I think part of the challenge for some of, for our colleagues at times when they're doing their routing, what have you, if they observe something that's been going on for a while, they will take some action. They don't really know. Look, I've got tickets as well for, I'm like, oh, why am I going to get for this? But because I did not, unfortunately, do it very quickly to clear, my sidewalk. It happens. I'm not making an excuse, I'm just saying these things can happen.
This is a senior. Her leg, she has a bad leg.
Well,
right, but remember when they're
they don't
issuing the
know.
summons, they don't
They
know. They don't know who lives there, they
So
don't
they have no
know,
clue.
you
What
know.
is this? It's a condition as far as they are concerned that
They
needs to
see
be.
something and then they write it. But then that's where she has the ability to
Mm,
potentially go to oath, potentially, you know,
right.
make the case where there is backstory now. There
Exactly.
are things that, you know, they can take into consideration
Yeah,
to say.
because they will
this
literally
could
sit on
potentially-
the step with the cat
Mhm.
and have a conversation.
Oh, that's nice.
Just random strangers?
People that just frequent or live in the area.
There is a-
So weird.
No, it's not. Trust me. She's
Or Curtis Lewa.
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
Hanging out with his cats.
I know people like that. And I see them. My own daughter almost became one of them. I almost killed her.
Oh my God, yeah,
And I've been saying that when I say that.
yeah.
But my point is to what she said. Oath actually, if this senior is able to petition oath, because she can actually do like a.
Over the phone. They have over the phone, they
hearing
have
as
virtual
well.
now.
To make it easier to tell a story, there's a very good chance
Mm-hmm.
that the thing will be thrown out. Good chance.
It's a good chance.
It's
Yeah.
it's
A
very
good
It's
chance.
a very
Yeah.
good one,
But
you know.
but she's an a senior
Yes, ma'am, as I said, an
with a bad
extremely,
leg.
extremely good chance that that thing would not see the.
So what happens if she doesn't pay it? I'm just asking.
Well, that's something which I really don't know the answer to, because I think that's something that both
Okay.
will have to deal with. I think it's always my own advice, if you take it for what it's worth,
Yeah,
petition, or rather challenge, or say, listen, look, I don't have money to pay for this, I'm a senior, you know, as I'm making that up.
yeah,
This is my issue, can I speak to somebody at Oath? And if there's a need to talk to somebody at Oath that you, if you let me know, I may be able to connect her with somebody there. You know, we have colleagues all over the city that works, I mean, as a senior, this is what happened, she explained herself. When they have the hearing, she can make the case, you know, on the phone, and the city will do what the city will do, but I think
yeah,
I'm on the public space, so let me be quiet.
okay. Thank you.
She has
I'm
got
gonna
that
skip to number 4,
Yeah,
commercial waste zones.
Yes.
Sometime within the next year or two, we are in Brooklyn East.
Well,
the zone.
Yeah.
We don't have the dates yet, but it is between, within the next, by 2027. Right now, we're in Bronx East and West.
Yeah.
That's the current